a older Honda HR194. Story behind these is that this guy ends up buying one, likes it, doesn't work 1 year, decides to buy another one, same thing, and then another couple years go by, doesn't work, then buys another one. He does this 2 more times until he has 4 the exact same ones, and what he wants me to do is kind of cobble together the parts and make a good one. So, the way I see it, I think 3 of them are pretty good. The things that will nickel and dime you or really get you on these types of mowers, because the age, that's actually a pretty decent filter. Yeah, we'll keep that. Is the cables. Cables are crazy expensive for these types of things. Could just be the fact that it's a Honda, but not all the time. What's this? Looks like we have a spring. For a cable, maybe? The cable looks good. There's 3 cables. It's odd. This one I'm starting with because I don't think it's going to need anything. Others will have a variety of cables missing or broken. And this is my only real concern. I don't know what's going on here. It's definitely been welded. You can see, yeah. So let's pull that up. Let's see what's going on. So far, so good. I think the only thing that's really missing is just one of these. The handle doesn't exactly match. I don't have. Well, the other one has parts, so we're not going to use any of those. I think the next thing we're going to do is your gas. Let's see. I have no idea which one this is. Oh, there's a lot of gas, but there's a lot of dust in there. Oh man, that smells horrible. I think this might have been one of the first couples that he got. Let's check for oil. Honda's. Grab a pair of grips. Honda's oil dipstick is a little bit different. What is going on with this? There we go. The fact that you don't dip it all the way, or you don't screw it down to check it, you only push it on to the lowest point before it will actually start to screw on. Where's my tire now? So, because of that, every time you pull it out, you always have to wipe it off, even if it's been sitting for a long time, and check it. And it's in a good area. It's black, but it's in a good area. That's my main concern. Okay. So, next step is, do we check for spark or just go for it? I say we just go for it. Here we are. This doesn't have a kill except for the top where it says choke or stop, so I'm going to turn this to high. See if that even moved anything. I would have to use this one. Oh, there it goes. Looks like it's a little gooey. Okay. So let's put it on high. Probably need another spray, it's been too long. And give it a pull. The blade shouldn't turn on because it has a clutch, so let's see if it kicks over for us. And there we go. Definitely a tad on the smoky side. So, what do we have to do here? We're going to have to take off this no matter what. Get the carb off there. I'm going to replace the handle up there and the little twist on piece up right there. Blow it out, change the oil. So let me get some tools ready and we'll get the carb started. Okay, caught it everywhere. So I see a lot of these. It tells me a couple things. One, they last. I mean, this deck will never rust. Two, people like them. And three, I guess that's really about it. That's the only three things. I could have swore there was another bolt that holds this on. Oh, there it is. It's right here. The unfortunate part about these, though, is this. They're just not easy to work on. Looks like Garage Puppy sees the cat. The motor itself is fine. I have no real problems with the motor, but the transmission on these is just not the greatest in my opinion. Oh. Oof. That fuel line is rough. I guess it makes sense. How old is it? Oof. Oh, this came off too. The thing I don't like about them as well is, for whatever reason, it seems like you always have to bend it to get it to work. Or to get it to be taken off. I don't like bending stuff to do that. Okay, so this is the good thing Honda does. First you take off the little spring. That spring is just there to kind of get rid of the slack and the linkage. Then you just pull the linkage out with it, and then this, like I said, you have to bend a little bit to get it off. Just gonna take it out, put it right there. And here we are. That carb has an insane amount of oil in the center of it. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna blow some of this dirt off and wash it real quick so I can save the carb cleaner from getting too nasty. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and bring you guys back to the carb station. Okay, so got a lot of the dirt off. It's not going to always be perfect, but here we go. This is the on and off. I forget which way is which, but we don't really care too much. Let's try to get this gasket. Oof. That is petrified on there. A lot of these gaskets are the same as the newer Hondas, but some of them are not, and that's the one that's not, so I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. If it spins a round or two in the ultrasonic cleaner, yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, that's foul. Oh my. That's the type of smell that you... Ooh. What is that? It's like black, gritty coffee. I wonder if this thing is round without an air filter. Looks like dirt. That's what came out of there. Green. Depending on if there's oil in there. Fuel kind of goes between different colors of age. Clear is new. That's what you want to see. Then it starts to turn yellow. The older it gets. We might need a little... So here's the problem with carb cleaner. It does not react well with rubber. And this gasket is rubber, so I don't want it to touch that at all. I also don't want to pull up on it because it could stretch it, which is pretty much the reason why you don't want to put carb cleaner on it, because it causes it to expand. That same black stuff is all over the jet, and it's kind of making it hard too. Cover. Okay, making it hard to have something to grab onto with the screwdriver. Oh, wow. That is in there. Okay, hopefully Garage Puppy is silent now. She's not a fan of other dogs or people, or... I have a lot of ducks in my area too she doesn't like. So what that is, that's a mixture of ATF and acetone. It's good to kind of thin it out. It's already pretty thin, but it's good for like rust especially. It's a very good penetrant. There's just so much stuff in the grooves of the jet, it's hard to get out. Okay, I'm going to put this in the ultrasonic cleaner with it like this. Try to take it out again, and then we might put it back in there. Something we do want to take off on this one though are these little screws. They're also packed with stuff. Let's blow those out. Kind of scrape out the stuff from the screw heads. One of them's fine, it's just this one it's not. That's too small of a screwdriver anyway. There's a dot on it, so that's a JAS screw. And the fact it's a Honda, well, that would make sense. Got that. With the gas being of that caliper, I really want to get this out. Cover your ears. Maybe a pick to help clean it out. Because having stuff jammed in there is a really good way of stripping out the head. see if that's good enough. Nope. Let's try a little bit of a different size. Ah, there we go. Let that be a lesson. Just because it's a small screw doesn't mean it takes a small screwdriver. Okay. So inside there's this little ball bearing and this washer. We might just put that in there. Basically what it does is it just shuts off. It connects the ports. So this is on from the looks of it. Off. Because those two will just line up in these little cavities. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this in the cleaner. We'll bring you guys back once it's all taken care of. Okay, so with the help of this little addition I found, I was able to get the center jet out. And it was pretty nasty in there, but the cleaner took out. Also, when I ran it a second time, it took out the idle jet. It was 3/4 of the way turned out. Also, just for longevity purposes, took out that little gasket for that. So, next, we are going to investigate the jet, because that's disgusting. Oh yeah, it's totally plugged. Let's put a little air to it. Won't even blow through. This is just carb cleaner. I don't like using carb cleaner except for rare occasions because it's just so nasty and just bad for you. Smells horrible. Okay, so we're just going to shove this in there. There we are. Gain some movement. Not much, but some. So a lot of grime. There we are. We're getting somewhere now. It's going all the way through. And it's just pulling out globs. I don't know what this is, but it's definitely just everywhere inside of this thing. The idle jet was even covered in it, which is a little scary because probably means that it's everywhere. Okay. It literally feels like tar. This is pretty good. This side, however, still has some more stuff. Just because you're able to pull it through doesn't mean it's completely done. You want to make sure there's nothing surrounding, because if it gets dislodged, you're just going to have to redo it again. So just make sure everything is clean. This one is literally so bad, I think this might be an occasion of just getting a new one. And this went through the ultrasonic cleaner twice. It's probably why it's soft garbage instead of hard garbage. Okay, I'm going to take a little more time and get that done. Okay, so I think I'm almost done with it. I am taking a pick, really fine toothpick, and just kind of scraping it out. You don't want to put it all the way through, obviously, but just enough to get all the crust out of the center of it. Next, we're going to look at this. This is the emulsion tube. There's these little holes drilled all throughout it. Let's see how that weathered. These usually aren't that bad. Of course, this one is. But at the very least, they're easier to clean. There we are. So now, if we look through all the little holes, we should see daylight. And through the center, we also see daylight. So we're good. Put that back in. Take the not so crusty jet. Looking pretty good. We're going to put this seal back on. I put the seal on now because it's just a lot easier than fighting it later. When I put the bowl on, it's a lot harder to put on with the float on, not the bowl, excuse me. Okay. Put that on. Put the idle jet back in, and I blew all that out. I started a little richer. It was originally 3/4, just 3/4. So that's half. Let's just do like 4/5. Next, I want to check it, but in order to do that, we're going to need this gasket. Just goes in the little matching holes. It's not still in here. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. There's the bowl. The little nozzle. Okay. Now, that's going to go on there. Where does that little ball bearing go? Maybe it actually didn't come out there. I'm just going to say that. And if there's problems, we'll put it back, but pretty sure that's probably not for this motor or for this carb. There's always one tricky part in the carburetor, and it's this one for this one. Okay. Well, I guess for this one, it's just everything about it is just super dirty. Let's tighten this side now. There we go. Feels pretty good. So we discovered that was on, I believe. Let's try it. Very good. Okay. The gasket's on there. So this little screw goes the opposite side of the inlet. There we are. Oops. There we go. Nice and tight. And the last thing is you want to blow that out very good, very thoroughly. And I have. So let's put that back on there. It just snaps right into place. And then you have your idle screw. That one usually has like a little dirt and then clean area. You just kind of match it up as your witness mark. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. Probably going to change out that fuel line as well, but I'm going to go do that. It's just the opposite the way we did it before. I'll bring you guys back after I'm done. Okay, so got that all put back together. Looks to be dry. That's on. Oil, we still didn't do yet, but that's because it's not warm yet. New line. Oil the cable so it's not so gooey. And spark plug actually is pretty oily, so I put a new one, and I kind of put my finger through the plug hole, and it was pretty oily in there too, so I would imagine it's going to smoke. I'm hoping it's not because of just a poor motor or worn out motor. I was hoping that maybe it was tipped on its side or something for a long time, or I don't know. But the only one way to find out, let's give her a pull, see what happens. That's on choke. Okay, well, it's kind of promising. Maybe it just needs to warm up a little bit more. That to me looks like a success, even with idles. That's good. Blade clutch looks like it works. All the cables look to be good. I think the only thing now to do is change the oil, give it a good pressure washing. Say hello to Garage Puppy. and let it run outside, let it burn off some more of this smoke. Make sure it's okay, but I think it's going to be just fine. Okay, we'll definitely keep on watching, like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I'll catch everyone later.